Before this video gets started, for the duration of lockdown, this channel is sponsored by Gameblade Studios. It's a small old gaming company where they are actually planning to make a big project called Output. They're going to put it on PC and possibly console, and actually is sponsoring this channel for the duration of lockdown, and part of that sponsorship deal is I have to put this clip at the beginning of every video. So be sure to go give them some love. The link is down in the description below. What's up guys, Infernape here. Now I actually noticed it's been a little while since I actually made a top 10 video. The last top 10 video that I actually made was my updated top 10 favourite movie video. And I have to admit, that video was long. Like, the movie Titanic long. Too long. Like, it's probably because I kind of dragged out the video. Like, I went too much into detail. So I'm going to try and keep this video as reasonably length as I can. This video is actually a follow-up from my previous video, where I actually used this website to find out what my top 10 favourite Pokemon are. If you don't know, if you haven't seen it already, the link will be either in the description or in the iCards. Where basically, you pick a certain Pokemon and you keep on doing it until you find out what your top 10 favourite Pokemon are. And some of them have actually changed a bit from when I did my last top 10 favourite Pokemon video, so this one's going to be an updated version. Be sure to let me know down in the comment section below if you actually like this video as much as I did making it, if you actually like some of the Pokemon that I put in this list, or if you have your own top 10 favourite Pokemon, feel free to let me know down in the comment section below, or if you're a YouTuber and you've made a top 10 favourite Pokemon video, leave a link down in the comments and I will go watch it. So without further ado, let's get into the video! At number 10, we have Rayquaza. Now Rayquaza is here because it's actually my favourite legendary Pokemon. It just looks so badass. Yes, this design is pretty generic, it's a green dragon, but still, it's super badass. Like sometimes, but the simplest designs are usually the best ones, and Rayquaza is a prime example of that. Not only that, Rayquaza is OP as hell. Like, if you didn't know, its Mega Evolution is in its own tier. Like, that's how powerful Mega Rayquaza is. It's too powerful for the Uber tier in Smogon. So, they had to make its own tier called Anything Goes. That's pretty powerful if you ask me. And the reason behind it being in Anything Goes is because it's the only Mega Evolution that can hold an item. Like, it doesn't need a Mega Stone to Mega Evolve. So you can easily hit, you can put an item on it, like the Dragon Fang, the Life Orb, you can put anything on it. Like, that's pretty powerful. Plus, it's shiny. It's probably one of my favourite shinies in all of Pokemon. I have actually got my own shiny Mega Rayquaza, and I have loved it ever since because it's kicked a lot of ass. At number 9, we have Garchomp. For the longest time, when I first started playing Pokemon, I've always wanted to use Garchomp in a playthrough, and I didn't know how to get it. I knew it was somewhere in the game, I just didn't know how to find it. But then when I first picked up Pokemon Platinum, I actually found the hidden cave in the Cycling Road, and I picked myself up a Gibble. And I gotta say, it took several attempts to catch it, but it was worth it. Because as soon as it evolved into Gabite, it pretty much swept through the entire game. Because that's how powerful Gabite is in a Platinum playthrough. But when it evolved into Garchomp, it pretty much one-shotted everything in the entire game. Plus, it's just so badass. I mean, look at its design and tell me it's not badass. If this was in real life, you would be crapping yourself if you came across this in a dark alley. Not only that, if we don't include Megas, Legendaries, Mythicals, and Ultra Beasts, and any other forms, like something like that, it is the most powerful Pokemon in the entire game. And it's all because it's just so goddamn broken. Like, it's got the rough skin ability, so if you hit it with a physical attack, you're going to sustain some damage. If you do that with the Rocky Helmet, you're going to take even more damage. If you use Sword Stance with the Life Orb and throw in a Dragon Claw or an Earthquake, you're pretty much going to one-shot everything in your path. If I was to change two things about our Garchomp, I would definitely say it's shiny, because it's shiny. Oh boy, it's laughable. Like, there's basically no difference. I mean, here's regular Garchomp, and here's shiny Garchomp. There's barely any difference. And the second thing I would change about it is its Mega. Because, funny enough, its Mega is weaker than actual Garchomp. All because its speed decreases. Why, Game Freak? This is just ridiculous. Like, how can a Mega be weaker than its actual form? That makes no goddamn sense! Plus, if it had Dragon Dance, I'm pretty sure it would be banned by now. Ugh, imagine if the expansion passes for Sun and Moon, not Sun and Moon, for Sword and Shield come out, and we Garchomp ends up getting Dragon Dance. That's going to be broken. At number 8, we have Volcarona. Volcarona is definitely one of my favourite bug types, if not my favourite bug type. Because it is just so badass. I mean, how can you, not like this thing? It is a bug that's got fire powers. Yeah, it's very weak to rock types, but still, it's badass. When I first picked up a Larvesta in Pokemon Black and White, I really wanted to see what it evolved into. And I gotta admit, it was a waste of time. Because this thing doesn't evolve until, like, the very high level 50s. I wasn't about that life back then. But then when I found out it evolved into a Volcarona, I gave it a shot, and I still think it was a bit of a waste of time training it. But then I came across one, and that was in the Desert Resort. Pretty much wasted all of my Pokeballs catching that thing. But it was definitely worth it, because it was such a cool Pokemon. And, bonus story, one time when I was playing Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, I randomly ran into a shiny Larvesta, which I actually still have to this day since it's a shiny Volcarona. And it is super powerful. It is probably one of the most powerful Pokemon that I actually own to this day. At number 7, we have Metagross. The first time I ever saw a Metagross was actually in a Pokemon anime, Diamond and Pearl. Can't remember which series, but I remember it was that one that almost killed Team Rocket. And ever since I saw Metagross, I wanted it. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to get it in many games. Like, the first time I ever had my own Metagross was probably that event Metagross that Steve even gave out. You know, that shiny Beldum? Yeah, I didn't realise you could get it for the start of your game. So, like the dumbbell I am, I got it literally at the end of the game. And I just banged my head against the wall that I wasn't able to use it in the actual playthrough. So, like the bored 16-year-old that I was, I decided to hack a shiny Beldum in Pokemon Black and White 2, send it over to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, gave it the Metagross site, sent it to another game, and then used it for the playthrough. When you're 16 and bored, you can come up with many things. But still, that doesn't deny the fact that Metagross is so badass. Its shiny is definitely one of my favourite shinies of all time. Its design is badass, and it's super powerful. Plus, it's mega OP as hell. But this design just looks like, if you cross me, I will kill you. That's awesome! Not only that, wherever Metagross is actually available in the early games, it's actually a really helpful Pokemon to have on hand. Because let's give me an example, like, it can be available in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Sun and Moon, and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, I believe. Could be more, but those are the ones that come to mind. And it could be really helpful for those games. But if you want to use one in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, you should probably do what I did, get a Beldum, and transfer it over at the start of the game. But if you don't want to do that, I recommend playing Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, so that way you can get it about mid-game. At number 6, we have Dusk Form Lycanroc. Dusk Form Lycanroc is easily my favourite Pokemon from Alola. And here's why. I remember coming across the midday and midnight form Lycanroc, and I have always wanted to see what they would do if they could combine the two. And I was surprised they didn't actually do that at the beginning, because I thought, hey, wasted potential there. But then, and when Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon came out, I actually heard that they were going to put Dusk Form Lycanroc in the game. And I was hyped. Like, extremely hyped. And I loved it. So I actually used it in my first playthrough of Pokemon Ultra Sun, and it dominated through the majority of the game. Plus, its design, its power, its signature Z move, all first rate. I still haven't found a shiny Dusk Form Lycanroc yet, but I will do it. Eventually. Hopefully. Plus, it's so strong in the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon playthrough. Stone Edge, Fire Fang or Thunder Fang, depending which version you play, along with Zen Headbutt and Drill Run, can probably get through the majority of the game if you play the cards right. And I'm pretty sure it is somewhat decent in competitive. So if I were you, get the Dusk Form Lycanroc. Even though the event's not available, I do have a bunch of Rockruffs that I've actually bred that actually have the ability that can eventually become a Dusk Form Lycanroc. So if you want one, hit me up. At number 5, we have Gliscor. When I was a kid, Gliscor used to be my favourite Pokemon, mainly because of Ash having one in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. And I really liked his Gliscor because it was there for comic relief. And to be honest, when Gliscor was on the field, you know some funny stuff was going to go down. Yes, it didn't have the best battle experience on Ash's team, but it is one of his most memorable Pokemon from Diamond and Pearl. Gliscor's design to me looks so cool. Like, it looks like something that Batman would have if he was putting together his own Pokemon team. That's actually a good idea. Maybe I should actually make Pokemon teams for Marvel and DC superheroes. If you want me to do that, let me know, because that's actually a really good idea. But that's another video for another day. Gliscor is just so powerful in the games as well. Like, if you find one with its hidden ability, you pretty much found a Pokemon that can sweep through the entire Pokemon competitive scene. Because its ability Poison Heal, with some pretty OP moves such as Facade, Swords Dance, and Earthquake, that can get you really far in a competitive scene. Plus, it's really helpful if you get it in the main story of the game. Like, if you get it in Pokemon Platinum, because it's really helpful for the majority of the playthrough. At number 4, we have Darkrai. Darkrai is easily my favourite mythical Pokemon. It's just so cool. Like, look at this design and tell me it's not cool. If you don't think it's cool, you're wrong. Because it just reminds me of that emo phase that everyone goes through whenever you go through an emo phase. Like, I don't think I've ever gone through an emo phase, but I've heard a lot of people have. I always wanted to use a Darkrai in a game. I didn't care how or when I got it, I just wanted one. So, I got myself an action replay, where then I did a little cheat code, put Darkrai in the game, and then I got myself a Darkrai. I know, it's wrong, but hey, I wanted a Darkrai. And then the 20th anniversary came around for the Pokemon Company, and one of the things you can get was a Darkrai. I managed to get it. And then they brought out a Pokemon plush of Darkrai. I got that as well. As you can see, I really love Darkrai. Its design is awesome, its shiny is awesome, it's super powerful, and I also really liked Tobias's Darkrai in the anime. You know, the one that Tobias used to get all 8 gym badges and pretty much wipe out the entire Pokemon League apart from that one battle with Ash. Yeah, that Darkrai. At number 3, we have Aegislash. Now, when I first saw Aegislash, I was like, no, that design is awful, it's just a sword and shield. But then Mr. Cumbreon came out with his best team for the Carlos playthrough. One of them was Aegislash. And I just thought, hey, why not give it a go? And then I used it, and now I love it. Yes, Aegislash's design is a bit questionable, I will admit that. But its power more than makes up for it, because of its ability and one of its moves. That being Stance Change and King's Shield. They both actually work with each other. Basically, when an Aegislash uses the move King's Shield, it'll switch from its attack form back into defense form. Which means it'll switch all of its godlike attack stats to godlike defense stats. Which means it'll take any attack that you may throw at it. Plus, if you use Sword Stance while it's in its defense form, it'll also swallow any attack. Then when you attack it, it'll go back into attack form and pretty much one-shot every Pokemon that's on the field. Plus, its shiny is awesome. Like, I actually came across a shiny Honedge that I actually didn't mean to hunt, because I was actually looking for a really good competitive Aegislash, so I decided to breed for one at the Pokemon Daycare in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Then the first egg that I hatched turned into a shiny Honedge, and I was screaming and swearing at the top of my lungs. So, yeah, I was very happy that day. At number 2, we have Ash Greninja. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Greninja, but I love Ash Greninja more, because its design and its power is amazing. Like, it's just so awesome to look at and play with. Like, I have always wanted to use an Ash Greninja for a playthrough, and then they actually brought out the Sun and Moon demo version, which you can actually pick up a Ash Greninja. And once the games have come out, you can transfer it into the game and use it for your playthrough. I completed that demo within an hour. Then several months later, Sun and Moon came out, and I grinded my way through until at the point where I can add Ash Greninja to my team. And when I did, it was easily the star of my team. Like, I used it for every battle I could, and it swept through every battle it was in. The Kahunas, no problem. Elite Four, no way. The champion, gone. Like, I was so starstruck with my Greninja, and it's easily one of the strongest Pokemon that I own. And I still have it to this day. I just wish that I could get another Ash Greninja. That way, I could pretty much screw everyone over. Plus, it doesn't exactly hurt that Ash Greninja is so powerful and competitive. Like, the best thing for Greninja to have is definitely Water Shuriken, Hydro Pump, Dark Pulse, and Ice Beam. Because then, you're pretty much going to destroy everyone that you've come across. Because that's how powerful Greninja is. It gains a power boost from its Water Shuriken if you use it. So, if you use Greninja, they're dead. Basically, that's the simplest way I can put it. Put Ash Greninja in your team, and everyone on the other side of the field is dead. And finally, at number 1, we have Infernape. Was there any doubt that I wasn't going to put Infernape here? It was number 1 then, it's number 1 now, and it's going to probably remain number 1 for the rest of my life. My favourite Pokemon that Ash actually owned back in Diamond and Pearl was Chimchar, because his backstory was so sad. Like, Paul only had a Chimchar just to beat him up and make him activate his Blaze ability whenever he wanted. That's just so sad. Then Paul released him because he thought Chimchar was weak and had no use for him. Then Ash took over just to prove Paul wrong. It was just so emotional. Like, just to see the growth of Chimchar being with Paul to then being with Ash. It was just so gut-wrenching. Then, when I picked up my copy of Diamond and Pearl, I accidentally picked Turtwig. Then I saw what Chimchar evolved into at its final stage. And when I saw it, I knew I made the wrong choice. Then, I decided to, well, restart up my game, pick Chimchar, and I swept through the entire game. Like, I even managed to defeat Cynthia's Garchomp using Infernape, which was definitely difficult. I had to sacrifice all of my Pokemon just to wear it down. Then when Infernape came in, I had to use close combat. Then it finally fell. But still, Infernape took it down. Then whenever Chimchar was available in any Pokemon game whatsoever, I used it. Like, I even, and sometimes transferred a Chimchar or one of its evolutionary lines to one of my other games just to use it. I know that's sad, but that's how much I love Infernape. It's got a great design. I love Ash's Infernape, and I just really, really love how good it is in the competitive scene. Yes, it's not as good as it used to be, but it's still helpful. And I love Infernape still. And I'm probably going to still be in love with Infernape for the rest of my life. And there you have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video as much as I did. Be sure to let me know down in the comment section below if you enjoyed this video, if you want to make more top 10s, and if you have your own video suggestions in the future, feel free to let me know down in the comment section below. Also, guys, I decided what my next subscriber goal is going to be and what I'm going to do for the video. Since no one else has bothered to put anything, I'm actually going to go with what Sam suggested. I'm going to be making a meat to duck bolitza, which basically is a meatloaf on top of turkey, on top of duck, on top of meatballs, on top of a pizza. Which is, I think, was made in the Thundermans, I believe? Basically, since no one's done it, I'm going to do it. So if you want me to do that, be sure to get this channel to 200 subscribers. Because when that happens, I will be making the meat to duck bolitza. If you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did, be sure to give it a massive thumbs up, comment down below, share this video with a friend, and if you're new, subscribe to my channel. It's been Inferno today. Okay, that's all from me, so until the next time, this is Infernape, signing off. Bye!